I want to adopt my little sister after my parents passed away, and my girlfriend doesn't want her and makes me choose between them. Last month, my parents tragically died in a car accident while driving home from my uncle's house. They were on a remote forest road when they encountered a deer. My dad swerved to avoid it, but they crashed into a tree. Both of them died at the scene, and because the road is rarely used, their bodies weren't discovered until the next day by a passerby. After the accident, my 8-year-old sister stayed with our grandmother, but I have a complicated history with her. She used to hit me when I was a kid, sometimes deservedly, but often without reason. When she said she couldn't take care of my sister, I immediately agreed to adopt her. We've always been very close, and she's my family. I love her unconditionally. 2 weeks ago, my sister moved in with me and my girlfriend. Understandably, she's traumatized by our parents' deaths. She's been very quiet, only really talking to me and occasionally my girlfriend. We've started taking her to therapy twice a week, and though it's still early, we're already seeing some small improvements. Last night, after putting my sister to bed, my girlfriend and I had a serious conversation. She pointed out that since my sister moved in, we haven't had much time for each other. She's right. We've only been intimate once, and even then, I wasn't fully into it. My girlfriend suggested that I reconsider the adoption and maybe let our uncle and aunt take my sister in. I refused. They're already stretched thin. My uncle has a heart condition and can't work, and my aunt juggles a low-paying job at a retirement home while also supporting their kids, including a 5-year-old and a cousin in college. I understand where my girlfriend is coming from. She's in her last year of university, and the sudden responsibilities of parenting are overwhelming for her. It's been tough financially, although soon I'll start receiving some government support for adopting my sister. She admitted she's not ready to become a mother, and that the strain on our relationship has been significant. Before my sister moved in, our evenings were ours to relax. Now, we're constantly on the go, picking my sister up from school, taking her to therapy, and being there for her at home because she doesn't like being alone. I told my girlfriend that while I understand her concerns, my sister comes first. I can't just abandon her because it's hard. It wasn't an easy thing to say, and it upset her. She asked me to choose between her and my sister. I didn't answer, and that led to an argument. I ended up sleeping on the couch, overwhelmed by everything that's been happening. To add some context, my girlfriend and I have been together for 9 years. She knew my parents well, and they loved her. She's also known my sister since birth, so I'm struggling to understand how she could make me choose between them. I love both of them, and I don't want to lose either of them. I'm taking my sister to therapy soon, and when I get back home, my girlfriend and I will talk about all this. First update. We ended up talking about everything for a while, and this is how it went. My girlfriend apologized profusely for her behavior the other night. She admitted she acted like a spoilt child and that it wasn't acceptable. I told her that I still love her, even though what she said was hurtful. I also explained that I understand this is a huge adjustment for her and that she doesn't need to be a mother to my sister, just a friend or a big sister figure. I even suggested that we take a break from each other to process everything, but she refused. She said she had already processed it and realized she was wrong. She admitted that her reaction was due to everything changing so quickly, but she doesn't want or need a break because she realized how much she was in the wrong. She told me she regretted what she said almost immediately, but was scared to approach me because she thought I would break up with her. She also clarified that she didn't mean to make me choose between her and my sister, and she said that if someone asked her that same question in a similar situation, she would drop them immediately. She was thankful that I didn't make a rash decision before we had a chance to talk. She explained that her feelings arose from a sense of distance between us and jealousy because I've been spending so much time with my sister and less with her. However, she understands that I need to take care of my sister while she's hurting and wants to help me with that as much as she can. She also admitted that for the past 13 years, I've been her everything, and during those 2 weeks, she feared she was losing me. But after talking with some of her close friends, she realized that she wasn't losing me, just that a very important responsibility had come into my life that required a lot of my attention, which had previously been focused mostly on her. She assured me that I could depend on her for help with my sister and that she would do her best to be good to her. I could see her trying today. She initiated conversations with my sister, helped her with homework, and even picked out some clothes before therapy. It was like watching her grow up overnight. I also admitted some of my own faults, like unintentionally neglecting her over the past few weeks and not giving her much of a say in the decision to bring my sister to live with us. We agreed on a few things. We need to go to therapy together sooner rather than later, balance our time better so we can reconnect, and make sure we both feel supported. She suggested leaving my sister with my aunt and uncle for a few hours over the weekend, so we can go to therapy and sort things out. She also apologized for not helping me grieve and for not being more supportive after everything that happened. Our fight was a wake-up call for her, and she's committed to making up for her recent behavior. At this point, the whole past month hit me like a train. I broke down and cried a lot, and she hugged me, offering comfort and reassurance as I released everything I'd been holding in. This was the girlfriend I knew, the caring person I fell in love with, and I really hoped that the person I saw 2 days ago was just a reaction to insecurity and not her true self. Only time will tell. When we got home with my sister, we all played cards together, and for the first time in a while, it felt like we were a family. My sister fell asleep quickly tonight after a kiss on the forehead and some cuddling. Now I'm sitting on the couch, waiting for my girlfriend to finish her shower so we can watch a movie together. I'm thankful for everyone who gave me advice over the past few hours. I don't think I could have kept a level head without all the different perspectives and sound advice. One thing I've learned from this ordeal is that communication is vital, especially in times of stress like this. Before making important decisions, it's crucial to talk to your partner and try to understand their perspective, while also being ready for the worst. I went into that conversation prepared to break up if her view hadn't changed, because, like it or not, my sister is my priority. 2 days ago, my girlfriend didn't understand or accept that, but after talking things through, she now does. Second update. A lot has happened since my first post. In the end, my girlfriend, now ex, couldn't handle the fact that I had a new priority. I admit that I wasn't the best at managing my time between her and my sister, and I did spend more time with my sister, but I think that's understandable. My girlfriend's behavior towards my sister became inconsistent. One day, she'd be kind, and the next, she'd completely ignore her or be borderline mean. I had several talks with her, asking her to stop, but it only worked for a short time before things went back to the way they were. About 3 weeks ago, it all came to a head during a big argument. My girlfriend accused me of not loving her anymore and of playing favorites. I told her that my sister isn't my child and that I wasn't playing favorites, but obviously, she needs more attention right now since she just lost her parents. My girlfriend returned to her ultimatum: choose between her or my sister. At that point, I was angry, especially since she had been mean to my sister earlier that day. I told her to pack her things and find a place to stay for the night. I haven't seen her since, and frankly, I don't want to. We texted later to confirm the breakup and arrange when she could come back for the rest of her stuff. As for my sister, she's doing much better. She no longer stays in her room all day, and she's slowly getting back to her talkative old self. She still doesn't like being alone, but that was the case even before the accident, so since my ex moved out, we've been sharing a bed for comfort. She still wakes up crying at night sometimes, so it's better for her when I'm there, and frankly, it's more comfortable for me too. Unfortunately, my sister overheard our fight and started apologizing to me, thinking she was the reason my girlfriend and I broke up. I reassured her that it wasn't her fault at all, and that if anything, she helped me see my ex for who she really was. She still goes to therapy, and it's been incredibly helpful. She no longer needs me to be there while she falls asleep, and she doesn't panic when I leave the house for a short time. These past 3 months have been the hardest of my life, but they've also been eye-opening. I've seen my ex's disregard for my family, and in some ways, for me too. I'm sorry there's no happy ending, but I guess that's just how real life is.